Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my man in the building, Walter Couture. I got the Queen, Demetra K. And I am 5-star general. Everybody keep talking about it. We need to open black businesses. What we need to do is recreate Black Wall Street. But I don't know if enough black people gonna buy into it. You talking like you're a G. Let's find out if you can walk like you want. Let's get to it. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone and tell you thank you for taking the time out to tune in, because without you guys, we would not have a show. So we're very grateful to have you to take the time out to tune in to us every single night. I really don't have no news today. I've been preparing to go to Tulsa for the 100th anniversary of the massacre of Black Wall Street. So my flight leaves in the morning about 5:40 a.m. and I will be in Tulsa until Monday morning. But Demetra, what you got on the radar?
So hello, everybody. Welcome to Wednesday night edition of the War Zone. As you guys can see, Mr. Donovan, the recovering Democrat, is not here. He is actually graduating, getting his 12th. Yes, you heard it right. His 12th degree. And there's no telling how many more he'll get. But, I guess we'll have to stay tuned to see. So he'll be back tomorrow. We're also going to have Walter back with us tomorrow. Walter's not normally here with us on Wednesday, but he's going to sit in because, Black Wall Street is definitely dealing with group economics and money and all that. So we're going to have that discussion. But in the news, unfortunately, there was another mass shooting in San Jose, California, where a man, I guess he was a disgruntled employee, went to a railroad yard and shot 7 people. So a total of 8 people were killed during that. So I'm not really for sure what else has developed. They have released his name, white guy. So I guess we'll see what else there is to know about that. But another unfortunate situation, Joe Biden says that he's had to lower the flags at half-mast 5 times since he's been in office. And so, unfortunately, I'm sure they'll have to do that again. So anyway, you guys, let's go ahead and get into it. Walter, you have anything to say before we get started?
No, I got a lot to say after we get started.
Okay, so we are going to be talking about Black Wall Street. As you guys know, the 100th anniversary of the massacre of Black Wall Street is coming up. And Gary, as he said, is going to be in Oklahoma, and there's going to be a copious amount of festivities going on there to commemorate that. But for those of you guys who do not know what Black Wall Street is, because unfortunately there's some people who just don't know, Black Wall Street was a place in Tulsa, Oklahoma. It's actually Greenwood, and they labeled it Black Wall Street. Some people even called it Negro Wall Street. But anyway, it's where a man by the name of O.W. Gurley went there during the land run of 1889, and he acquired 40 acres that was specifically for Black people. And with that 40 acres, he began to build, and he was wealthy, and he would loan money to other Black people coming that way, looking to start over and build. And so he not only loaned money, but he put people up in his many of his boarding houses so people can get on their feet. And he also partnered with a man by the name of J.B. Stratford, where Stratford had built a nice grand hotel there. And so together they helped fund and start Black Wall Street. It started around 1906. And then, of course, in 1921, you guys know what happened. White people went over there and tore up Black Wall Street due to some lies. Of course, they said it was a white woman that was assaulted in an elevator, but there's a lot of stories that came out about that. Clearly, as they found out, it did not happen. Some even say that the guy, he was a young guy too, was in a relationship with that white woman, and somebody saw them come out of an elevator, and the rest is history. But really, they were just looking for an excuse to tear up Black Wall Street, if you will. And so it is said that the dollar there circulated 36 to 100 times before it left the community. And it said it would take probably a year before, it actually finally did leave the community. And they said that has never happened anywhere, because today they said the dollar in any other community probably circulates about 30 days. And so that was historical in and of itself. Of course, you guys know there was hospitals, grocery stores, beauty salons. There was a big giant movie theater by the name of Dreamland. And LeBron James is actually doing a documentary this coming Monday called Dreamland that commemorates that of Black Wall Street. And so we are going to get into that. But there's no doubt that they built Black Wall Street by practicing group economics, because, it was only 60 years or so out of slavery. And all they had was each other in order to build. And so we're going to have that conversation, see if we can do it again. So, Gary.
That's easier said than done. What I want to do is I want to be sympathetic to the whole Black Wall Street situation, but I also want to be realistic with these modern day Negroes. And the scariest part is wasting time. And we keep talking about what we gonna do. We keep acting like we know the plan to get it done, but yet we're doing nothing. We're not trying to invest in businesses. We're invested in Gucci and Louis Vuitton. We're not trying to rebuild Black Wall Street. We're trying to rebuild the club. So if we're going to do it, if you're going to talk like a G, you got to walk like one. Everybody seems to know what we need to do to fix us, but we're not doing nothing to fix us. So, I'm the type of guy, I don't like to waste time. I don't have time to waste on conversations. I don't have time to waste on business ventures that ain't going nowhere. Either we going to do it or we ain't. But right now, what I see, I don't think we have the mentality to get it done. Walter.
Well, I like what you said about not waiting. I mean, don't you think we've waited long enough? I mean, you know what our ancestors would want us to do, Black Wall Street? If they were looking at us, they would say, get your shit together. And what the hell we waiting on? Like, it's cool. We celebrating the destruction of Black Wall Street. It would be nice if we celebrated the creation and we did what they did. It's not complicated. Not the 40 acres, right? Because he didn't get it from Lincoln. Actually, Lincoln was murdered. So his predecessor was like, no, forget that. We changed our mind. That was a dumb idea. He wanted. So, but he bought the 40 acres and he built a phenomenal community. You guys heard everything here. The largest hotel, African-American hotel in the country. And there were 50 of these establishments in the area. So what happens is the Indians had slaves. So the Indians, what happened with them and the whole Europeans. So the Indians moved to Oklahoma, took their slaves with them that had already integrated, right? So the slaves and the Indians had integrated, which is why you see a lot of Black people. I know my great-grandparents were on both sides were mixed with Indian. So what happens is the Indians moved there, and then they, to some degree, gave, or whatever the process was, the property to the slaves. And then the slaves were able to rebuild, and they did it very quickly. When did slavery in 1865? And it didn't end like, okay, you guys are free. It was still madness, right? So, and then what happens, so by the time 1921 came, these guys, in the midst of 50 thriving communities of African Americans, all inclusive, hotels, everything. And they did it by sticking together. And so what we need to do is recreate that. And the easiest way to do that is that when you get $1, put 50 cents away, put 20 cents away. That's the easiest thing to do. And Black people, get my lane over, you should be embarrassed. And I'm just going to say this, embarrassed of we are a race of people that have gone through everything. Jim Crow, slavery, everything. Democrats, whatever, whoever you believe in, we've been through all that and we're still standing. And something so simple as putting away 20 cents out of a dollar. We got to pray to the Lord Jesus, Muhammad, Allah, to put some money away. I got to pray on it. We ought to be embarrassed as a race. Like, seriously. Like, our ancestors that created Black Wall Street would be pissed off. Not at the white man, but with us. You understand what I'm saying? Because back then, you knew what the white man was going to do. It wasn't like a clue, like when you saw a pack, you know, of them. It isn't like they're going to come over and say, hi, we know what they wanted. They wanted destruction. So I don't think they'd be mad at them. I think they'd be pissed at us. Does that make sense? So step one, if you got a pen, and I tell people this, I'm going to get off right here, is first of all, start counting your money. I ask people all the time when they become a client of mine, how much did you make? What do you get to keep? What are your bills? How much can you save? And most people say, oh, I don't know what I can save. Your answer should be, right, is what can I spend after I save my 20, 30%? Does that make sense? It is embarrassing. And I know I've been in this position and I hate my old self for it, for not saving more money. But you guys, we can all do it. But you got to put the shit away. I don't care what's in, like, right now I got my son driving. Evan, say what up. Because, you know, they're half white, so I ain't going to be too mean to white people. That's my daughter in the back. But, like, actually, their mom is, she's probably more blacker than most of y'all on this channel, but that's a whole nother story. But, listen, okay, that was a joke. Don't get irritated. It's not complicated. You make some money, you put some away. Every time you get paid and you don't save money, you go, I am killing my race. Because it's going to become a day, watch out for this idiot. And I tell people that slavery, you think I'm lying when you don't think that there's people trying to reenact that? Now, it started by slave wages, right? We as Africans, they didn't pay us anything, so we created our own wealth. That was destroyed, and so now we're working for pennies. Now you have a lot of people of color that are waiting around for things to happen. It wouldn't take long. Like, what would we do? He left. If Joe Biden said, okay, as of tomorrow noon, black people are back in slavery, what would we do? We don't have no money. We don't have no weapons. We can't even get together. 4 black men in a room and make moves together. What would we do? Seriously. How many of y'all own guns? I got mine. I don't tell you where it's at. Right? But before they put me in shackles, I'm going to shoot 8 to 10 of them. Where's your weapon? Some of you guys don't even have a gun. I'm not talking about the reason that Nod said it. But I'm talking about, like, where's your weapon? You don't have a weapon. You know, like the whole thing with the insurrection of the Capitol and the White House, I don't condone that. But I admire the ability to revolt. Now, I think they did it for the wrong reason. But damn, what if they had the right reason? What if they were like, no, tomorrow we're locking everybody up or we're taking your rights? We're supposed to go and raid the Capitol when they get out of line. Right? We don't need to steal their computers and all that, but it is our job as a people to raid the Capitol when they get out of line. You can't do that with sticks. Pound 3258. You see what I'm saying? We need weapons. And like, if you look at Black Wall Street, how it all started was the kid in the elevator with the white chick. But the people, they went to the courthouse to protect this guy. They had guns. Now, unfortunately, they showed up with 1,500 people and we had 75. But the point is still there, pound 3258. The point is still there that we have weapons to defend this guy.
And that is your point too, you know, just to kind of interject there. Because a lot of times people are like, oh, well, you know, they just let it happen and they were unprepared. And to your point, that is not true. They did. They actually went and got him out and said, not on our watch. And like you said, they were defeated finally because neighboring, you know, towns of white people came in, you know, to join in. And never mind the fact, well, I guess we need to keep in mind the fact that they said they saw 2 planes flying overhead. Now, in that area at the time, they had 2 airplane hangars, and they actually said that 6 black families owned a plane each too. But, the government is saying, well, there was no planes that came and, did anything. And the witnesses were like, yeah, there were some planes. We saw them and they were dropping all kind of stuff down on people. And they said they saw people, men shooting from the planes as well. So they did fight back.
We need to be, we need to be ready for that again. I tell people this all the time. You think I'm joking? Like when I watched that Capitol insurrection, right side of school, I watched that, and I was in shock. But the fact that they could do it, I was like, okay, if the government ever gets out of line, that's our job. We don't need to be disrespectful. We just need to go take what is ours. You guys realize we have a couple thousand people telling the whole country what to do, which that's a whole nother day, a whole nother show, right? So what if we just started with putting away a little money? I shouldn't have even to keep saying this. You guys, this is like remedial math. When you take a third grader and you say, hey, count to 18, this is the shit I feel like I'm doing when I talk to Black people. Like, our conversation shouldn't be, you need to save money. Our conversation should be, what do I do with this money? Go out, get the money. Go out, collect it. Go save it. Where is the money? This is a conversation we should be having. Not, oh, everyone knows you should save money. It's 6, 7, 6, 7, 6, 2. Everyone knows you should save money. So what point do we become real Black people, real leaders? You know what I'm saying? When do we take ownership? And I know Black Wall Street, this is the commemoration, I guess, because it was Memorial Day, actually, when the shit started. It was Memorial Day when Black Wall Street was attacked. And it was the, all of the whatever you want to call them, the authorities, or they declared martial law to some degree to stop it on June 1st. But let me ask you a question. Why are we just celebrating the destruction of Black Wall Street? We as Black people, like George Floyd was killed a year ago, I guess. That's what I keep hearing. Why are we celebrating that? I mean, why don't we celebrate the birth of something? See, that's the problem with Black people. We like shit when it's going bad, right? Like, I can tell you when Martin Luther King was murdered, but like, ask me when he was born. You know what I'm saying? Or Malcolm X. When was Malcolm X born? When was Farrakhan born? Or whoever it is. T.D. Jakes, whoever you follow. You understand what I'm saying? That's the stuff we should be doing. See, we Black people, and it's a joke in the financial services industry, is if you want to make money with Blacks, start a funeral home. Because Black people die early. They eat like shit. The health is bad. And things happen to us. I get it. Right? But like, start a funeral home. Or a life insurance company, because Black people like to focus on death. Why don't we focus on life? Why don't we focus on good news? You know what I'm saying? And the next time you see somebody like George Floyd or somebody in front of the liquor store, you say, hey, brother, let me help you get you off this corner. Let's go do something productive. Do you know what I'm saying? Let's take our men out of harm's way. Like, if we go back to Black Wall Street, these are people minding their own business, doing their thing. The money circulated like 18, 19, some astronomical number. We were minding our business. And it was the whites that came in to our hood and they bombed it and did all the shit they try and lie about. But we need to keep moving. And we need to do it right now. I don't know how Black people, you don't have money saved. I don't know how you don't have money in the bank. You don't have assets, nothing. Like shit, man. Today, I sold the roof racks off the Range Rover I'm sitting in. I was like, I don't need those fucking racks. Dude came by and gave me $200. How many Black people you know ski? A Black dude driving around with ski racks. I sold them. I got the money in. I'm gonna do some Gary shit. I got the money. Okay, it's not in that pocket. I was hiding it from my other daughter because she liked to dig in my pockets. But I got the money in my pocket. You could sell stuff. I don't care. You could sell the TV in the extra room and start a business with. And I don't know why we have to keep having this conversation. I think our relatives from Black Wall Street would be infuriated if we walk around with Gucci slippers, but don't have a business. And I'm not saying.
Well, here's the thing, man, that it doesn't matter how many times we preach this sermon because they're going to keep doing it. This is why I don't believe that we can get to where these good people got to back then. I don't believe that we can come together as a collective unit because it ain't going to be the white folk that tears down. It's going to be the crab in the barrel mentality that tears down. They don't want to do this. I would love to see it happen. But you're going to hear somebody on here, well, I ain't got that kind of money. You got enough to do something. But you keep making excuses. And y'all need to stop celebrating these black holidays and these black influential people. Because you ain't doing nothing that they did. You ain't trying to do nothing that they did. That's how I feel about it.
Now, to put it on a more positive note, because we are making progress, I will give it that, considering all the things we have in our way. We are making some progress, because I know when I talk to more black people, mainly women, 99% of my black clients are women. I don't know what the hell's going on with the black man. Like, here's how it works. And black men, you ought to be embarrassed of yourself. When the bullet is coming, you step in front of it. Don't push your woman in front of the bullet. Your woman is making $50,000 a year and you making $12,000. You need to get 3 more jobs because 4 times 12 is 48. You're close enough, my brother. Like, you cannot be at home watching. You have a game station and your woman is bringing home the bacon, then you a son of a bitch. And you don't deserve to even be alive in my book. Like, seriously. Like, that's like when I was my father, we were in the Muslim temple. That's how they used to talk. Like, we will hang this dude up. I heard somebody say, grab him by him nuts and hang this nigga. I was in the Muslim temple and I heard somebody. I was like, oh, I hope they ain't talking about me. I got all these pictures of white women. I went to a white school. It was a long time ago, right? But so that's the attitude we need to take with each other. I tell my kids, I don't give a damn what you do. Make sure you put some money away. All 6 of them. Don't let me catch you and you're not saving money. Oh, Dad, my dad, he doesn't say I love you all the time. I don't. But you know what I do is I make sure they got money saved. Period. Isn't that a good feeling to to know that you are progressing? Like, and black men, I'm tired of talking to you like this. Because when the show ends, brothers will hit me up. What, man, I need this. Can you answer this for me? No, man, I got a membership. It's $99 a month. You can't call your doctor and be like, yo, can I get that pill? But I go on Facebook and I put my move on Facebook. I'm buying Carnival Cruise Line. My sister hit me up. She bought some. I had a few people hit me up like, yo, I'm buying that. 95% of the people that hit me up today about that stock option, white people. And I'm like, damn. And it followed a post I put up, I think Facebook blocked, about my nigga bonds. The whole, like, you realize Wall Street, the bond market was created with slaves. Like right now, we buy bonds on real estate and mortgages and CDOs and collateralized debt obligations on real estate. But the first loans, the first bonds were on black people. Black people were traded in the bond market as security. 4 million slaves times $1,000 each was like $4 billion or something crazy. Today, that number is twice the wealth of the U.S. The slaves.
Let me read Eric's comment. We're strong and determined when we were segregated. So what's wrong with us now? We still segregated.
Actually, truth be told, we've never been segregated. Let me tell you what I mean by that. Black Wall Street, let me be clear. Black Wall Streets, we were slaves. Indians had slaves. And we integrated with the Indians. That's how we got the property in the first place. So we've never been segregated. Right now, we ultimately started Black Wall Street, but by then, we have so much Indian blood running through. I mean, like, so we're mixed, and the world wants to mix. I know my sister's got Indian in her, so do I. The world wants to be mixed with us. So far as I'm concerned, we'll never be segregated because we are everywhere. Filipinos, they are little short black people. They mix with the Spaniards. They got a little more height. They still got the same nose. You know what I'm saying? I don't care where you go. Puerto Rican, Haitians, Koreans. You've been to Thailand. Those are sisters mixed with somebody else. Period. Donovan will tell you the truth. So I don't know if we've ever been segregated.
I don't know what we are right now, but we fucked up.
Well,
we fucked up as a people. And as much as people want to act like we ain't fucked up, we fucked up. Because we can't seem to get it together. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I could get it together with you. I could get it together with Demetri. I could get it together with a bunch of people. But some of y'all I'm not messing with. Because I don't have the time. And some people just don't want to get out of poverty. And it's like we're holding the train up, waiting on the ones that want to stay there. The only way we're going to get there is if we just take the train and get to moving. Those that ain't on it, let them stay in poverty.
Well, they won't have to worry about them staying in poverty. They'll just be dead. And let me tell you what's going to happen. You guys, you think I'm kidding. You think that I'm kidding. There's going to become a time where they start eliminating the human race, the weak ones. Animals do it all the time. And there'll be a point in time, and you guys think, like, you watch these movies like The Hunger Games and all these movies, like, who do you think they used to sacrifice? They sacrificed the strongest dude in the tribe? Think about that for a second. And right now, strength is wealth. I don't care. I got my 2 kids are in the house getting ready. I'm getting ready to take them to this his soccer game. But like, I went to get both of these guys a car today, and you know what? It takes cash. I don't like telling my kids I'm a bitch. I can't help you. Some of y'all be like, "Oh, I'm a bitch. I can't help you. I can't afford it." No, yes, you can. You got too much malt liquor in your refrigerator. Or you got $800 shoes and no business. Right? So like, you guys, it's easy building wealth. I saw Anita Howard on here. What's up, girl? Like, you guys, like, I love meeting people and walking them through the steps. I don't care how fucked up your situation is. I tell anybody, I can help you. I don't care how bad you think your shit is. Give me a week and the light will be on. You don't believe me? Go through the comment section. You know what I'm saying? All of us could do that. But for whatever reason, when you talk to us, we have to, I don't know where we get this scared thing from. Like Black Wall Street was our legacy, not the end of it, the beginning. And we can do it right now. It's easy. Like today I got my nails done, right? And I looked around, I went on Yelp, I could not find a black nail lady in my neighborhood. Not one.
But if we can do it,
real. Black people, say what?
If we can do it, it's been 100 years. What we waiting on? And can it be done?
We can do it now. And here's the thing, Black people, we have to be nice to each other. I can tell you, my haircut, I got my haircut yesterday from a boy. My boy, he owns a black salon. And I said, man, I want this, I want this. I said, man, last time I came in here, my hair wasn't done right. He goes, I got you. I left there yesterday, wasn't done right. Today, I went to the Mexican barbershop and homie hooked it up. I don't like doing that. I spent $50 to get my hair cut when it should have cost me $25. I had it done twice because my brother, he's in there slacking. They talking and hanging out and talking about big booty hoes and the Lakers. I'm like, first of all, y'all can't afford neither one of those. Like, keep it real. Big booty hoes on like broke niggas. So like, we got to do each other better. I always try and go to Black people first. I started my clothing line. I went to a brother. So I'm at the gas station. I bought a shirt from him. $40 for a shirt that this is my clothing line that I'm wearing, Verbal Herb, right? It's got Uncle Walter on the back, right? Because I'm a offspring of the original people. That's why I call myself Uncle Walter, Uncle with an A. I see this brother, I go, yo, I got a clothing line. I'm gonna buy your shirt. I gave him $40 for a shirt. I know cost $220 to make because I'm wearing one. I'm getting with this brother, and then he gave me the whole sad story. You know, black people, man, we got it. I said, no, brother. I gave you $40 for a shirt because I believe you, not because I want to go down niggery lane and talk about old slavery shit. Right? Then he gave me an attitude. I was like, man, I want to do business with my people, but we got to treat each other better. And our time is running out. Think about this, you guys. Do you realize that the banking system in 2008 was minutes away from closing? Bank of America bought Merrill Lynch. Chase bought Washington Mutual. Goldman Sachs was in so much trouble. Warren Buffett had to loan, give them $5 billion, like on the spot over the phone. What would you do if the banking system collapsed? Just boom, gone. Or you couldn't get your money out right away. Do you have enough resources? Do you have enough money laying? I mean, do you have cash in the house? Or whatever. I mean, do you have enough security? That's what we need to be asking ourselves. Turn off the housewives. Turn that shit off, right?
Now you're asking too much now. You done went too far now.
If you watching the house now, I watch stupid TV once in a while. But the fact that you haven't missed an episode of The Housewives and you're broke, that's some madness. The Housewives, whatever, all the shit is on TV. Like this morning I woke up and the dude, right? So Carnival Cruise Line and Norwegian Cruise Line, right? The guy is like, oh, snap, they're sailing. The ports of Miami are opening. They're opening all over the world. And so I always tell people the cruise ships I own and what happened to the cruise ships today, the stock, boom, right? So that's the stuff you should be watching. I wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning and go, oh shit, what time is it? Is the sun up? Fuck, the sun beat me up. I'm a loser. That's how I think. If I wake up and the sun is up, I'm like, I won't tell you what I say. I'm like, how is it that you're up after the sun? Like, how can you be successful? Unless you went to sleep when the sun was up, then that's different. But y'all went to bed at 10 p.m. and you waking up at 10 a.m., you got a problem, Houston. Houston, you have a problem. Right? Like, damn. And by the way, you guys in Houston, get yourself a boat. I mean, at what point do you go, damn? Get you a boat in an airplane. Get you one of those boats with wings that fly. You can do that, you know.
I thought we was going to need one last week. It scared me to death. I was like, I'm not used to this. They said, and one day it was a tornado warning, I think a hurricane warning, a thunderstorm warning, and a flash flood all in the same day. They said it was historic. I said, y'all wait to do that until I get here? I was
you ain't saw none yet.
That's what I keep hearing. My nerves is bad.
I'm getting the hell out. Yeah, I'm looking at California like, it ain't that bad. Actually, I'll be in Alabama in a few weeks if y'all want to join me. I'll be near the water, not in the sticks. So, can I say something to you guys? When I travel and I go to these areas, I don't really see a lot of black people. I would love to. Fun Shores, Alabama, which is right next to Houston, between Houston and Florida, is the #1 Airbnb destination per capita. What I mean by that is for the money you spend to buy land, your rate of return is the highest in Fun Shores, Alabama, right to the west, right to the east of where Houston is. You guys, I have to get my black ass on an airplane to buy property in Atlanta, Alabama, and Texas. You guys can drive there. 3 hours, 6 hours. People say 6 hours is far. Is it really to buy some shit that's going to free you? Like, man, some of y'all will go to, I know I went to Atlanta one time during the hair show. Oh, shit. I was like, okay, never again am I coming to Atlanta. Not because of all the beautiful black women, but because there was 18 million people on the 75 and the 85. It was madness. People from all over the country at the hair show. If you do a real estate or investment symposium, you can count the black people on your hands and toes, on your fingers and toes. And I don't know why that is. Because with money, you can buy all the hair you want. Shit, you can buy the horse and cut his hair as much as you want and have your wig done. If that's what you want, get a horse. I mean, wouldn't it make more sense to own a horse than buy hair all the time? Did I go too far? I'm sorry. I'm taking Donovan's.
I just want to do a disclaimer. The views of Walter is not necessarily the views of me, because I know how some women are about their hair.
But how
I feel like that about your money.
But how a jackass gonna own a horse?
Listen, Black women, you are beautiful creatures. Ain't nothing wrong with getting your hair done and getting the weave. If I was a Black woman or a white woman or Spanish, I wanted longer hair, I would do it. But damn, don't put that in front of your investment portfolio.
These people, I mean, you talk to get what you need to talk. You're giving them the game. But a lot of these people will sit here every night and listen to exactly what you say. Swear to God, tomorrow morning they're gonna get up and they're gonna make it happen. And they blow all their money tonight and they ain't got nothing for tomorrow morning. And my thing is, I can't wait on them any longer. I can't wait for us to get it together. And that's why I've started just moving, just looking out for me. Because my people ain't moving the way that I move. My dance ain't they dance.
Right.
I give y'all a secret too. I mean, I don't know if it's really a secret. Like, I have to get my hair done, right? Because I'm, in front of the camera all the time, right? So I just write it off because it is an expense. I it's part of what I need to do. So if I'm going to spend some money on my hair, I write it off, and so it's really going to come back to me at the end of the day, right? So.
Okay. Again, there's nothing wrong with getting your hair done. Right? You guys met my daughter, Morgan. Yeah. It's my youngest child. She'll be 16 on Monday. So, there's nothing wrong with getting your hair done. Just don't put it in front of your investment portfolio. That's it.
Oh, never that. I'm never gonna spend no money I need on my head. I go bald. Y'all know I don't have a problem going bald.
Right. Well, I'm not saying do that. But you guys, do you realize you can buy hair and sell it? You could do it. And you can buy it in the bulk, and then you spend $1,000 on some hair and you sell it, you make $4,000 and you get your hair done for free. That's what I would do. You guys, and so let's say you don't want to invest in stocks. F a stock, right? But it's funny, I was with my kids and I was giving them the game about the car business. I'm not a car dealer or salesman, but I like to buy cars. I enjoy purchasing vehicles. I'll tell you the game, Black people, you could do this. This car, I'm in my garage, right? This car I bought for $1,600, right? And a guy is on my way right now to my house to pick it up for $32,000. I bought this car, picked this car up yesterday. You see what I'm saying? So I can make $1,600 at a job, punch a clock, or I can buy something and flip it, fix it up. This car looked like Herbie Lovebug owned it. And I just washed it, fixed it up, made a little adjustment.
A lot of our people already flipping shit. It's just called dope.
Well, if you flipping dope, save the money. You guys, I'm not saying it's cool to sell drugs, but I'm saying if you're gonna do that, whatever you're doing, stack your cash, because a lot of the organizations, these major corporations and so forth, were started and with drug money. Drugs. Do you realize the Kennedys, the Bushes, these guys were in narcotics and alcohol. Seriously, go through the Kennedys. The Kennedys, their grandfather sold scotch illegally during Prohibition. He sold scotch. So whatever it is, I don't care what it is. At this point, if you sell dope, that's your business. But make it your business where you take the money and stack it. You see what I'm saying? That's it. And Black people, so now we're in my house. I don't normally let people in my house like this because it's a wreck. But right here is my dream board. You want to see something funny? See this little airplane? If you can see that boat, that's my face and the white dude's hands. I'm looking for a black dude in the boat like that. But that's the missile. That's the boat that I want. Hopefully Morgan will help me get it. But like, it's okay to put your dreams. What I like to do is I like to write the things that I want, put them on the board. So every time I walk past here, all my a lot of my dreams just boom, 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 they hit me. You know what I'm saying? I like to have breakfast with Audrey Hepburn in the morning, breakfast at Tiffany's, not because she's my favorite actress, but she's wearing pearls. And one day I want to have dinner with my wife in pearls or breakfast. So I have that. So surround yourself with things that motivate you. And for God's sake, what would our ancestors say today if they were watching us?
They would say, y'all are some lazy mofos. I mean, but you know, and true indeed, there are some of us that are doing it, whatever it is, you fill in the blanks. But for the most part, our ancestors came from absolutely nothing. Not even shoes on their feet, nothing. And, you know, they made something out of nothing. Like, and it wasn't just Black Wall Street. There was plenty of Black towns all over that unfortunately had the same fate. You know what I mean? But it wasn't just that. It was a whole bunch of them. So our ancestors, they had the heart and the hustle that we no longer possess. And some of that may be their fault a little bit, because you guys have probably heard where they say a first generation of millionaires rarely produce a second one, because the first generation never had. And so they robbed the second one, like, oh, okay, I'm going to give you everything. I don't want you to ever work as hard and go through what I've gone through. And so they rob that other generation of the hustle because they don't teach them. I'm not saying struggle, but, you know, just try to make it on your own, right? Like even Donald Trump, and I know a lot of y'all hate Donald Trump, but he didn't let his children come right into the business. He says, you guys got to go to school and get something up under your belt. Like you can't just run, you know, my businesses, even though they probably would do a better job than him. I don't know. But he made them work for it. Bill Gates, he says, I'm not giving my kids, you know, a whole bunch of money when I die. I'm going to leave a little bit, and then I'm going to give the rest to charity. But he says, if they can't, I think it's $10 million is what he's leaving, right? And he says, if they can't make a go out of it with $10 million, then I don't know what to tell them, because I didn't have $10 million when I started. So, you know, I think we really need to teach our children how we are doing what we're doing so they can continue to teach, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, I think you need to teach them, and I'm at a point with our people where I've really lost faith. I mean, every time we go through a disaster, you know, we're at the starting point of doing something great. We're at the starting point, and then soon as we get a break, we back in the clubs, we back at the trail ride, we back doing the same shit. Well, it ain't like
what's
we really trying to
ride?
get it.
I heard you say the trail ride before. What is that?
There's a bunch of niggas in the field listening to Zydeco music. But I mean, this is what we do. You know, we instead of, and I'm not picking on them, but I'm saying, instead of spending $300 or $400 at Steak 48, why don't you build one? The steak that you paying for, you go to fucking Kroger, that steak probably $8. But we don't think like that. We don't want to think like that.
And Gary, you know the crazy part is, I never hear of any of it. I just started hearing about Steak 48. I didn't even know what that was, but I only hear about that stuff from us because we like big up it so much and post about it. And, you know, so a lot of times we do a lot of free advertising for a lot of companies. Because like I said, I haven't heard of a lot of that stuff until I hear it from one of us.
And if you go to a restaurant and your bill is $300, then don't be shocked. Just know that ain't where you supposed to be if you ain't have a $40. Because that's what it costs. You see what I'm saying? I'm the type of guy I'll work. While you out partying and gallivanting, I'm work. And then all of a sudden I just take me a vacation. because I can afford to take me a vacation at that time. And I ain't gonna just take one during the month of June, July, and August. I'm gonna do what I want to do when I want to do it because I've set myself up to be able to do that. But we don't do that. Now, you can't save no money to start a business, but you can save money to go to Cancun, to go walk on the goddamn beach, to say you in Cancun. You know what our ancestors would be saying right now? Nigga, please.
Exactly. But yeah, I don't know. I believe we could do it again, but I think a lot of us don't understand why we need to do it again. You know, we've just become consumers. And so that's a hard behavior to change, I think, you know, to move from being a consumer to a producer. And unfortunately, most of us are consumers. We buy, like you said, Steak 48, Gucci, the hayride or whatever it is. Like we're into those things instead of saying, well, let me go and buy some hay and some land, and then I can have that on my own, because probably nobody black owns the hayride. I don't know. Maybe they do, but
well, the only time we feel like we got ownership of the land, especially some of you brothers, and I hate to tell you, is when you're walking around the yard in TDC and you there for like 20 years, you feel like you own the land. They not trying to own no land. These motherfuckers ain't trying to own nothing. See, I'm the devil's advocate tonight because I ain't finna be on y'all side. I'm telling the truth. Much as y'all talk, you ain't trying to own no land. Walter give you the game. Demetri Donovan give you the game. But what you trying to own? I'd be damned if I go to Steak 48 and pay $100 for a motherfucking steak when I go to Kroger's and get me some of that Mike Mo, that magic dust from Mike Mo, sprinkle it on my goddamn steak, put me some Italian dressing on there, put it on my own grill. $17. I don't have money to waste on foolishness. And all we do is take everything that we have and we just waste it on foolishness and act like somebody holding us back. Niggerism. Remember that. And
you know what? I don't know if y'all saw where Dominique Wilkins of, the Atlanta Hawks, he's an NBA legend. You guys know who he is. Well, he was denied entry to some fancy restaurant in Atlanta, Le Bilbo Quet or something like that. So they wouldn't let him in, and he says it's because he was black. And they said, well, your attire was off, right? You didn't have the right attire on.
Demetri, stop going to the motherfucking places. Stop going.
But check this out, Gary. Check this out. So they wouldn't let him in. They said it was his attire. And then they, said, okay, they doubled down. And then Killer Mike gets into the mix, okay? Killer Mike gets in and he's calling for a boycott. Oh, y'all didn't do Neek like that, and y'all with the shits. And I said, wouldn't it just be easier to say black people stay out of there and go put your money where black businesses are? Like, why would you even want to continue to eat there and do something to your food? It's just backwards to me.
First of all, I would say this here. Dominique Wilkins, for many, many years, and even up to now, has been one of the most well-dressed NBA players that you could ever lay eyes on. Neek, stay clean. So for them to say it was his clothes, I feel that's BS. But my thing, look at them people don't want you there. Stop going there. I will go to Popeyes every day before I go to a restaurant that don't want me there. Stop spending your money on that foolishness. And then as soon as you eat something or you go in there and you order the salad because you ain't got a lot of money, you come right outside and take a picture in front of the sign. Niggerism.
Yeah, but like you said, why are you fighting to eat at a person's establishment that don't want you there? They were clear about that. Like you said, he's a nice dresser because he said I had on some nice expensive slacks and a shirt to match. And then, of course, they came back and apologized after Killer Mike went on his rampage about boycotting. It's like,
Somebody need to boycott Killer Mike.
I agree.
And you know why? Killer Mike, where that bank at you open up? Where that bank you had my people so crunk up on? Killer Mike full of shit. Somebody gonna mess around and kill Mike. And
what a lot of people don't know is, he's got a black bank, I guess. but he's how can I say this? Some of the founders are, I think, Hispanic. So it's like, is it a full Black-owned bank? Like, let's be honest here, but they know a lot of people won't look into it. And, you know, Killer Mike is not all bad, but I have my issues with him. He's an establishment Negro, you know. To me, he's only mad about Dominique not getting in because it's his tax bracket homie. Had it been anybody else that couldn't get in that restaurant, he wouldn't have said 2 words about it. But because of Dominique,
here's my problem with the whole thing. Okay, so they don't let Nick in. Killer Mike go crazy. Then he start, we need to protest. Okay, then all of a sudden they say, we sorry. We're going to let you niggas in here to eat. What we win? What we got out the deal?
Right, did you get the food for free? Because it don't sound like it's cheap.
No, and Killer Mike, that bank that they invested in. Here's the sad part: a few celebrities got together and put together a few $1 million to keep this bank afloat. That's what happened. So, you know, like it's kind of like with Shore Bank. Obama, there was a bank in Chicago, Shore Bank, 2010, when the financial crisis hit. This bank, they shut this bank, and they were actually in a lot better position than a lot of other banks that they kept open. But it was a Black bank in Chicago, Obama's town, his people running the bank that couldn't save it. So now what happens is once in a while you get a few Black people, celebrities, they put a few dollars in a bank. We saved this bank. It's not our bank. Right?
Hold on, man.
They put Black people, it's a Black run bank, so to speak. But most of the people aren't Black. It's not sexy enough for us.
Let me read this. I think we need to do both. Build our own and check people if they exhibit racism against us. Can't let them get away with that mess. And I agree with you. That's why I don't understand how George Zimmerman's still walking around. I don't understand how the little white boy that killed the people at the church in Carolina, how he's still walking around. Man, we ain't gonna do a goddamn thing. We ain't gonna do nothing. And the thing is we need to check them. No, we don't need to check nobody. We need to stop fucking with these people, man. When you're checking them, it's like, okay, I'm going to check them so that I can now be a part of what they got going on. Why is it so important for us to be a part of people that don't want us to be a part of them? Yeah, y'all really do got something in y'all besides Black, because I'm fully Black. And I ain't going through that foolishness, man. I don't understand it, Demetria. It's crazy to me.
Well, you know, who was that? A Pioneer, how you doing? You do realize that's how what happened with the civil rights movement. It was about trying to integrate. We got to be next to them. And as Donovan said, we need to eat their seasonless soup. You know, we just got to. And then our stuff went to shit. Because we were so busy trying to, like, why do we care if they don't want us to eat with them? Like, that shouldn't be like our main, we shouldn't be wanting to go over there, like, because you're giving, you know, especially if it's a high-end restaurant, you're giving money to them to continue, for them to build their communities and robbing our own community of all that money. So what? Because you don't want them to get away with it? Like, you can't. And
they're not running into our communities to come to our restaurants. They don't do it for us, so why do we have to do this, man? Like, God damn, bro. That's why I'm going to Tulsa. I need to feel it, bro. Because I'm not feeling some of y'all right now, man. I need to be around the spirit of some real Black entrepreneurs. Maybe one of them will jump up out the graveyard and come hang out with me and drink some yak with me while I'm there. Because I can't hold a conversation with some of y'all, man. You got to be a part of these people that don't want you. They don't want you. You're in an abusive relationship. They don't want you. Let's go to final thoughts because I got to go on a Zoom meeting. Final thoughts, Walter.
My final thoughts. Oh, Lord. Why don't we... Black Wall Street, what we can start by doing, let's participate in Wall Street. Why don't we start with that? That's what I'm currently doing. I'm using Wall Street to grow my money and learn from these people. and we can then duplicate that. You guys, and women, I'm gonna talk to you for a second because y'all carrying the ball. Like, one thing about a black woman, she will pull the trigger. She will pull the trigger. We got your black men, women. If you married to a dude that's not in the game, because I talk to a lot of women, they're like, "Oh, my husband, he ain't really into that. He not really into the money." Well, he need to be. You need to stay on his ass like you ride him when he don't take the trash out. Man, it is your job to take care of the money. You're protecting this family. How can you be the man and you don't know where the money is or what's going on? I don't want to be the leader of this household anymore. Black Lives Matter movement, which we know is not really about black lives, it's about something else. It ain't about us. We need to be in control of our life. Hold your men accountable. You guys, I know my woman, listen, she will nag to death. I want to jump off something tall or drink something ice cold or something with 40 proof in it. She get the yapping. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I'm in her range where somebody hit her. I've been taking her to the body shop twice to get it fixed. I changed the oil, the alternator. I put her tires. I keep this car washed. I put gas in it. She ain't been to the gas station in forever. And the one time she had to get gas, I didn't hear about it. I'm like, damn, we're talking about gas. Imagine, ladies, if you rode your men like you do us for little shit like that. Stay on their ass. It's your woman, something could happen to you, and then that dude who's got no financial skills is all of a sudden in control. And you know what he's gonna do? Get him a side chick. Because he don't want to deal with the money. So you're gonna find him a chick that's dealing with the money. You're gonna be there watching TV, sucking your thumb, watching Atlanta Housewives. You see what I'm saying? Go out. Everybody do this. Go out. If you haven't started something, start something. Even if you lose. I don't care. Like, period. Like, I don't care. You're going to lose and make mistakes. See the Spanish dude in that Honda? That's going to pay for half of my son's car tomorrow. I started the car business. Me and my girlfriend lost $50,000. 50 grand we lost. We fought over. Like, I didn't see her for a week at a time. She would disappear, be mad, cussing me out, calling me shit. I can't even tell you she called me. But she quit. I kept going. And now, it's an easy way to make $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 in a week. The point I'm making is you're going to make mistakes. So stop praying to the Lord and stop being afraid and stop waiting for a sign from somebody. The fact that you ain't got no goddamn money should be a sign. It's my closing thought.
Amen. Amen. I know you stepped on some toes tonight, but it is what it is. But yeah, I'm absolutely co-signing what you said. So Gary, take us out of here.
Say, man, I appreciate y'all. I'm trying to chew bubblegum and walk at the same time. So I'm finna get off into a Zoom meeting until tomorrow night. Say, we're gonna holler at y'all.
Peace, you guys. All right.